My name is Aria Wells, and I am 26 years old. Life has never been easy for me. My mother, once full of laughter and warmth, is now bedridden and frail, her health deteriorating with every passing month. The cost of her treatment is overwhelming, forcing me to work beyond exhaustion just to keep up with medical bills, rent, and groceries. My days start before the sun rises, cleaning offices and homes for hours. By afternoon, I change into my uniform at the cafe where I serve coffee and pastries until late evening. Each day is a mountain I must climb, each night I collapse into bed, aching in muscles I didn't know existed, but I persevere because I have no other choice. Survival is not optional. It was on one particularly rainy Friday evening that my friend Ivy Hart called me. "Aria," she said, her voice bubbling with cheer I couldn't summon, "you're coming to the party tonight. No excuses." I groaned. "Ivy, I'm tired. I don't have anything to wear. I can't." "Don't argue with me," she interrupted. "I'm lending you a dress, I'll do your hair, and you will come. You need a break from this life of endless work." Her persistence left me no choice. She arrived at my small apartment with a black dress, curling iron in hand, a box of accessories spilling from her tote. Within an hour, I barely recognized myself in the mirror. Ivy smiled, satisfied. "You look dangerous," she said, and I laughed weakly, not feeling the truth of her words. The party was in a part of the city I had never visited. Streets lined with grand houses, perfect gardens trimmed to geometric perfection, cars that glimmered even under the dull gray of the stormy sky. It felt like another world, one where people wore wealth like a second skin. Inside the house, everything sparkled. Crystal chandeliers reflected the light onto polished floors, laughter and soft music mingled in a haze of perfume and champagne. Ivy mingled easily, introducing me to people I didn't know, while I drifted toward a tall bookshelf, pretending to read titles I had never heard of. That's when I saw him. He was standing across the room, tall, impeccably dressed in a grey suit, silver hair combed back neatly, calm, serious eyes that seemed to look right through everyone. People around him moved carefully, almost deferentially, like they were aware of an invisible gravity emanating from him. Later, I learned his name was Damian Cross. A private investor, extremely wealthy, intensely private. A man whose presence alone could change the tone of a room. I kept stealing glances, curious, wary. He didn't approach me. He simply observed, quietly. When the party ended, the heavens opened, pouring rain over the city. I stepped outside, hoping to catch a cab, but the rain was relentless, and my thin coat offered no protection. Then I heard a calm voice behind me. "Do you need a ride?" I turned. It was Damian Cross. He stood by a sleek black car, windows tinted dark. Hesitation flared in me, but the cold rain forced my hand. I nodded. Inside the car, the silence was heavy. The hum of the engine was the only sound. After a few minutes, he broke the silence. "Are you hungry?" Before I could answer, he instructed the driver to take us to a restaurant. The place was breathtaking: golden lights, plush velvet seats, a grand piano in the corner playing a soft melody. I had never been anywhere like this. Damian watched me, silently assessing, almost evaluating. I felt small, insignificant among the grandeur. After the meal, he leaned back slightly, hands clasped together, voice even but commanding. "Arya, I can see your life is difficult. I have resources. I have no family, no attachments. But sometimes, I want someone to sit with me, to simply exist in the same space. I can provide comfort, security, a home. I will handle your bills, your mother's treatment, your future. In return, I want you to stay by my side." It wasn't a proposal, it wasn't a request for love. It was an offer. A deal. I thought of my mother, coughing quietly in bed, of the pile of unpaid rent notices stacked on our kitchen table. I thought of exhaustion, hunger, and endless worry. I nodded. I said yes. The following week, a driver arrived to collect me. I was given a new wardrobe, a trip to an upscale salon, and then driven to a mansion far from the city. Wide glass windows, long staircases, rooms so vast I felt lost. Everything smelled of polished wood and fresh flowers. Silence dominated, as if the walls themselves were watching. Damian handed me a letter. "I want loyalty, not love. I am uninterested in your past and do not wish to reveal mine. In return, you will be cared for. There is a monthly allowance and rules. If you agree, sign this. A contract. About my life, my existence, my choices." I signed it. At first, I told myself it was for my mother, for her treatment, for her peace of mind. But slowly, a strange bond grew. Not love, not hate, just a closeness to a man who never truly looked at me, whose voice never rose, whose face never smiled. His calmness was disorienting. The house, with all its grandeur, felt like a gilded cage. One afternoon, I passed his study. The door was ajar. On the desk was a small photo in a silver frame, a woman with red hair, soft eyes, a smile so warm it seemed impossible. I had never seen that warmth on Damian. I asked carefully that evening, "Damian, the woman in your study, who is she?" He stiffened. Without a word, he entered the study, slid the photo into a drawer, and left. That was the end of the conversation. Later, Mrs. Bennet, the housekeeper, spoke quietly while folding laundry. "Miss Arya, please, be careful. Not everything in this house is what it seems. Mr. Cross, he has secrets. Be smart." Her eyes were tired, haunted, as if she had seen too much. From that day, I noticed small things: locked rooms, letters without names, phone calls taken behind closed doors. One evening, Damian came to me with a calm intensity. "I need to get married legally," he said. "You want to marry me?" "Yes. On paper, for business purposes only. Nothing will change between us. You will live here, keep your allowance, but legally, you will be my wife." Marriage had always been sacred to me. This was a contract, another mask to wear. But when I thought of my mother, her health, her survival, I agreed. The ceremony was quiet: just a lawyer, Mrs. Bennet, and us. I wore a dress someone chose. Beautiful, yet hollow. After that, I became Mrs. Cross. In public, I smiled. I attended parties, dinners, and events. People whispered, "She's lucky," admiring the girl beside the powerful man. Inside, I felt invisible, like a shadow in someone else's world. Then came the breaking point. One day, I brought lunch to his office. From the hallway, a woman's voice rose, sharp and furious. "You lied to me, Damian. You promised marriage. We were together for years." I froze. A woman stepped forward, Serena Blake. Her green eyes blazed, accusing me with every glance. "You took my place," she hissed. She was the one Damian had promised everything to. My mind reeled. That night, Damian returned home as if nothing happened. He read by the fire, silent, unbothered. Later, his phone lay on the counter. I glimpsed messages, dozens of women, some old, some recent. Words like "miss you," "call me," "waiting for you." I wasn't a wife. I was a cover. I could no longer trust silence. I sought the help of Ethan Vale, a private investigator. "I need to know everything about my husband," I told him. He nodded. "Most people come to me when something already feels wrong." "You're early." A week later, Ethan handed me a folder. Damian's empire of hidden companies, offshore accounts, and women many like me unraveled on the pages. Then Ethan revealed a shock: Cross Continental Holdings was legally in my name. Power, authority, control. And Damian had no idea. From that day, I changed. Quietly. I continued to play the obedient wife publicly, but secretly, I built a new world. I hired Harper Quinn, a sharp lawyer, and began untangling Damian's mess. I rented a small apartment, assembled a team, and learned how to run a company I had inherited unknowingly. Months passed. Damian called, texted, begged, threatened. I ignored him. I filed legal documents. I ensured everything I now owned was secure. On our anniversary, I handed him divorce papers. He stared at me, shocked, fury in his eyes. "You were nothing," he whispered. "I gave you everything." "You gave me money," I replied softly. "And I used it to build something real." I walked away, leaving the jewelry, the dresses, the illusions behind. I reclaimed myself. Now, the company thrives. My mother's health is restored. I am free. Damian Cross thought I was weak. Thought I would break. But he never knew me, and now he never will.